Cell ranges. This podcast will cover cell ranges in Microsoft Excel. On screen is a typical Excel spreadsheet filled with headers and values. The headers along row 1, in this case, represent periods of time. The numbers represent monthly revenues for 4 different types of electronics, which are listed in the first column. When you are dealing with rather large numbers, it is easier to understand the data if it is illustrated in a chart. A chart is a graphic representation of a worksheet's data. Different types of charts are useful for different kinds of data. To compare related numbers over time, a column chart is most useful. To create a column chart with the data on screen, select the range of data A1 to E5. Click the Insert tab. In the Charts group, click Column. Select the first column chart under 2D column. This chart illustrates the changes in total revenues over time. The columns in the chart illustrate the dollar values. The legend, which tells you what each colored column is represented by, is based on the input of the first row of cells, in this case the types of electronics. Each column cluster represents, in this case, each month of revenues. By selecting the first row and first column, you automatically add a legend and category labels to the chart. The range you select can either be all the information or only the data values, in which case you would fill in the legend and category axis later. Delete the chart. Right-click row 1 and click Clear Contents. Right-click column A and click Clear Contents. Fill in the first row with the types of electronics, and fill in the first column with the months. Select the entire range of data. Click the Insert tab. In the Charts group, click Column. Select the first column chart under 2D column. It is now clear which product brings in more revenue than others. Each column cluster now represents each type of electronic, so you can compare total revenues for each type of electronic individually over the 4 months. This completes this podcast from the Go series.